That point where you make up your mind is where your life changes. That's where failure changes to success. It is your decision, not your condition, that determines your destiny. I promise you, where you're getting your best results will always lean towards your unique ability. Ultimately, what you focus on will define your identity. It will move from I can't do this, I don't have this, to I am not this. It doesn't take long for I don't have money to become I am poor. What you focus on ultimately will shape your sense of identity, because what you believe is what you become.
Whenever Dr. Sam speaks, your mind is going to be blown. Nothing less than what he always delivers.
He still doesn't run out of inspiration. Every time you listen to him, you are still inspired. He's been doing this over many years. It's like he doesn't age doing it.
Just by mere meeting him, he has shifted my capacity.
Energetic, engaging, and filled with a lot of revelation and information that can change your life and move us from where we are now to the next level. Dr. Sam Adeyemi is the real deal.
It is when we find ourselves in very difficult circumstances, impossible circumstances, that actually is when our best potentials are released. We're tougher than the tough times.
My experience was great.
This event was a fantastic event. It shifted me to the next level. Excellence, content was really, really powerful.
I enjoyed every minute of Shift. It was amazing, transformative. I particularly enjoyed Dr. Sam's session.
This was a world-class conference. I don't think I was really ready for the transformation that really happened in the room. All the speakers were so amazing.
My experience at the Shift conference was honestly mind-blowing. It's a blessing, honestly, to be here, and I'm really glad I've been able to participate in this year's Shift conference.
Shift.
My experience was...
I joined the Circle group. While I was going through your message, I went through the 40 days reset program. Between then and now, I've seen a lot has changed. All because, some of your messages, some of your leadership words, encouragement on how we should follow procedures. Some of these things, the way you talk it, you make it say as if it's not difficult.
I went back to the 40-day reset. So in one of it, that if I start thinking about being a victim or anything, it's not going to help me and it's not going to help my employer as well. So every day when I'm driving to work, I play each of those things and it has really helped me. Wow. Oh, it has helped me. Wow. I found out that the way I see myself has really, really changed.
I immediately joined Circle and started the 40-day reset. It has been absolutely life-changing for me as far as a mindset shift that I didn't know I needed.
It's a very wonderful mental reset. If you're just joining in here and you have not tried that, please just go and check it out. I can promise you will come back and testify.
My experience was great.
It was amazing, transformative.
I was blown away by the speakers.
Excellence, content was really, really powerful.
This was a world-class conference. I will be here for Shift 2026.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Sam Adeyemi.
That point where you make up your mind is where your life changes. That's where a poor man becomes a rich man. That's where failure changes to success. It is your decision, not your condition, that determines your destiny.
Success is a journey. It's not a destination. The mistake too many people make is to say, I have arrived. No. You need to stay on entrepreneurial shift.
You have to have a huge desire for the thing that you really, really want. So if that means you have to spend 40, 60, 80 hours a week to get there, that's a burning desire. Who has a burning desire to build wealth today?
Sometimes you won't have all the answers. Neither do the men. 50% of our population cannot be sitting back. God bless you.
Get up, ladies. Get up, men. Get up, children. Get up and run with the light that you have.
In life, if you don't move, words without action is nothing. So when you told your neighbor shift, did you shift?
In this book, you will find out that to make changes can be very uncomfortable, but when you start, it gets easier.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this live this evening. Our global leadership community. Amazing. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or like they say in some places, good night, depending on where you are in the world, right? How's your day been? Thank you. Thank you. Good to see you. Yes, Pastor Timothy, good to see you from Owerri. Fantastic. Solomon is watching from Ibadan. All right. Yes. We'll remember Benin Republic in prayer. Thank you. Right. Thank you, Dixon from Benin City, Naomi from Port Harcourt, and Ejaita from Benin City. Dr. Stephen, thank you. Thank you so much. Yes. The Shift USA was amazing. Amazing. Thank you so much. Oluwafemi from Ogbomoso, and Kingsley from Calabar, Hakim from Indianapolis. Okay, so this is it. If it's your first time ever of joining us, this is a leadership community, and we are spread all over the world. So this is a global event online. Thank you, Mwesiri, Samuel, and yeah, Dr. Tokumbo, good to see you. And Linus from Eula, good to see you again. Yeah, Damola, Pastor Tim Baker, thank you. I said it's a big amen to your prayers. Thank you. Thank you. And Sundays in the UK, and His is in Switzerland. Gita is in Port Harcourt. Bright is in Ondo State. Amolola is in Edinburgh. Dr. Laliko is a regular in Toronto, Canada. Thank you. Good to see you again. And Johnson and Solomon is in Lagos. Amazing. Fumilola is in Abuja. Victor is in Lagos. Grace. Oh, good to see you again. Lady Grace from Delta. Amazing. Oluwashego. Sama UK Mayor. Good to see you again, right? From Lagos. Evangelist Oluwatui from Ekiti. Adekunle is in Lagos. Michael is in Ogun State. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Najiboye. Caleb is in Cameroon. Caleb is in Cameroon. Fantastic. Yeah, so it's a global event, right? So we had an amazing time. We had an amazing time at the Shift Conference USA. But before I get into that, right? Thank you, Joy, Delta State, and Johnson in Ogun State, and from Manchester. Thank you. Amazing, amazing. And Yunana from Taraba State, Nigeria. Tayo in Ado-Ekiti. Temitope Ojabule, it's good to see you again. And Uyugosa, and Alex, and Lady Grace. Yes, thank you so much. And Miriam joining us from Lagos. Thank you, Uyugosa. You're in Benin City. Samuel is in Ghana. Amazing. Okay, so in our leadership community, the first thing we want to do is to be on the same plane, right? To be on the same plane on this leadership issue. See, one of the major challenges we have in our world right now is leadership. And it's a global issue. This thing is a global issue, right? The leadership thing, John Maxwell says everything rises and falls on leadership. In the business world, they say that the fish rots from the head, right? And I say when you look at the animal, you see that where the head goes, that's where the rest of the body goes, right? So leadership is a big issue. And so first, while, yes, people that occupy positions at high levels have outsized leadership impact, to one degree or the other, everybody is into leadership. So I studied leadership right up to the doctoral level, just so I could understand it, because when I want to solve a problem, I really want to solve it, right? And what I've discovered is that leadership is simply the ability to influence one or more people to achieve goals. Now, I've taken a complex subject there and simplified it. Ability to influence one or more people to achieve goals. That's leadership. So once you understand it as ability to influence, then you realize leadership happens all the time, happens at all levels, not only at the top, at all levels. So that's the understanding we have in our community as you join us today, okay? Just so you will understand where we're coming from, because some of the things we say here are countercultural, okay? Some people think the leadership challenges in their countries have to do with personalities. So you hear, if we could just have one person whose head is there, if we could just have one, one person that will do this, and then they don't pay attention to see that the persons have been changing. Over 20, 30, 40, 50 years, the persons have been changing, but the results have been the same. So it's not persons. We've moved, leadership experts have moved the discussion away from leader to leadership. From leader to leadership. Leader is personality. Leadership is the process. It's the dynamic. That's where the definition is. It is influence, ability to influence. So once people believe that, oh, it's only born to lead, everybody else is born to follow, right? Come to think of it, how many countries do we have in the world? So how many people will be presidents in their lifetimes? Add the governors and the prime ministers. How many compared to the 8 billion people on our planet? So once we believe it's only a few people that we can call leaders, everybody abandons their leadership responsibility, their influence potential. We do not develop those potentials, and we do not deploy them to make the world better. So it's simply ability to influence one or more people to achieve goals. If you persuaded your friend to go with you to buy sweets, candy, when you were a child, that was leadership. So not only should we develop our leadership ability, our leadership capacity, we need to use it for the greater good, to make the world better, or else the world will keep getting darker and darker. All right. If it's your first time of joining us, welcome. A very, very special welcome to you. We won't stay long. It's night already in some places. So we say, why don't we begin to test the influence from here? Share the link to the broadcast right now, right? Repost it. Let me do mine on X, right? Repost it, retweet it, right? Share it with someone, especially because we don't know who actually may be governor tomorrow or maybe CEO somewhere. Most people will be leaders in their families, and the family is the most important leadership institution in the world. People's values, basic values, are usually already shaped there before they go to school and to other places, right? That shape value. So most people are going to lead in the family, right? Yeah, so this may be one of the best investments you're making in someone's life if you invite them to join us right now. Okay. So today we continue our discussions on the qualities of a leader. The qualities of a leader. We've discussed quite a number of them. So if you just go on my YouTube page, Sam Adeyemi TV, or you go on my LinkedIn page, then you will see the previous ones, the videos of the previous sessions that we had here. And they're really powerful. I mean, because, so what should you do? How should you apply the things that we're discussing? Turn them into your personal development goals. That's all. When you hear us talk about empathy as a quality of a leader, you hear us talk about resilience, you hear us talk about vision, right? What should you do? You just take them and you turn them into, you just make the cultivation of those qualities your personal development goal. I explained how I needed to improve seriously on my communication as an introvert, right? Then I bought books. And then I practiced and practiced and practiced. Then I chose mentors. I watched my mentors. I modeled after them. Then gradually, and then of course, I used every opportunity I could find to talk, to speak. And then I got better and better and better until I got to the point of being invited to speak at global events. Woo! Right? Okay. So last weekend we were at the College Park Marriott, Hyattsville, Maryland, for the Shift Leadership Conference USA, and it was phenomenal. How many of us were at the Shift Conference or attended the Shift Conference in Maryland live, physically, or attended online? It was amazing. I want to say a big thank you to all the sponsors, right? We had organizations that were sponsors. They made it possible for us to execute with excellence. A big thank you to them. And then a big thank you to our team, right? They always execute with excellence. And I want to say the biggest thank you to our speakers. Oh my God. You see, I usually recognize patterns. So I observed that at the Shift Leadership Conference Lagos, our 3 guest speakers are all entrepreneurs, and they focused on entrepreneurship. And it was on Saturday morning, actually, because it wasn't planned like that, that I realized, wow, all of our speakers last Saturday are in the tech sector. Cedric Nash is a software engineer. He started the day powerful on changing our mindsets for financial success. Next to him came Segun Otulano, software engineer who built his business and sold it for $1.25 billion in 2021. Imagine being in a room with such a person. Honestly, after just a few minutes of listening to him, I was saying in my mind, success is not an accident. Success is never an accident. I mean, when I saw the way he processes, the way his mind works, come on. And then you're rubbing minds with a billionaire like that. Amazing, right? And then came the queen of AI, Alicia Little. Oh my God. She set the place on fire because real time, right? As she went into ChatGPT 5.0, right? The latest edition. And she was showing us what to do, how to use AI like a virtual assistant. It was powerful. Oh my God. She was doing it on a laptop and we're seeing it on the screen, real time. If you register, if you were a part of the conference or you register to be a part of the conference, please expect a link very likely tomorrow from us, so that for 7 days you can do the replay. I'm going to watch over and over and over and over and over and over and over until the thing sinks in. You know, that's the shift principle, right? Whatever you see and hear consistently over time will eventually enter your heart and put your life on autopilot. Have you gotten your copy of this book? The secrets of the leaders that shape the world, that control the world, they are in this book. If you look very well, and if that's what you're looking for, if you really want to maximize your influence, it's here. The people that control the media, the entertainment industry, government, the economy, even the religious sector, and so on. It's powerful. Available on Amazon, on Porchlight, Walmart, Target, all the major online retailers around the world, and the biggest bookshops in most countries, right? In Nigeria, Family First Bookshop on the premises of Daystar Christian Center, Oregon, Lagos, and Roving Heights Bookshop. Roving Heights Bookshop. You can check the two bookshops out on Instagram and get more information on them. All right. You know what I want us to quickly talk about today? Respect. Respect as a leadership quality. Oh, by the way, if you are in Canada, if you're in Canada or in the USA and you can fly into Canada Saturday this week, the 20th, right? Saturday this week, we have our next event. It's the Business and Leadership Accelerator Roundtable. All we're going to talk about is breakthrough growth, okay? Breakthrough growth and what you can do to create them. Maximum 25 people in the room, maximum, right? I think we have 3 seats left or so, maximum. Yeah, because we're going to go in deep and we'll spend the whole day together. This next Saturday, okay? bla.samadeyemi.com/live. bla.samadeyemi.com/live. Or you go on my link tree, that link in my bio, right, on social media, click on it and look at the list of things there. You will see this program there. It's much smaller than the Shift program, right? This is for leaders that are ready to apply the things we share, because a lot of people listen to the things we say, but they don't apply them. This one is for people that will apply and create big shifts. In my 30 years of doing this job, right, 30 years of running Success Power, you know, and also running Daystar, right, I've seen people with nothing become multimillionaires. I've seen them become billionaires, right? Mr. Segun Otulano, who was our speaker on Saturday, you know, said he had me the first time at the age of 16, listening to me on radio, and then gratefully I went to speak at their church. And then he says that was a turning point for him, that I was the one that created in him the hunger that has made him to read an average of a book per week for 20 straight years. There's a new season. there are new powerful testimonials coming now, right? So if you whatever you can do, if you can join us in Calgary on Saturday, please do. Respect is a foundational quality of leadership. I don't hear many people talk about it in the leadership space, but personally, it is one thing I have practiced with amazing results. Very important, right? Respect. And respect is showing value, right? Showing value for a person's intrinsic worth. Showing value for a person's intrinsic worth. All right, just a second. Thank you for joining us. Marvelous from Ibadan. Thank you. MMS, Mathematics Made Simple. Good to see you again. Uncle Mike, Homes and Properties, Shagam. Daniel, Emmanuel, good to see you. Christian is joining us from Scotland. Amazing. Victor from Abuja, good to see you again. Victor Adeniji, thank you. Thank you. Levi in Enugu, Lawrence in Zambia. Amazing. Ndo Diaka, thank you for reposting the stream, right? And I am simply Victor and Fumilola. Thank you, Janet Parker. It's just so good to see you. Thank you. Janet is from Indiana, and Benjamin from Abuja, Esther from Benin, Adekunle Abeokuta, John in Nigeria. Wow, Coleman joined us from Nairobi, Kenya. Amazing. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you, Timothy from Ogbomoso. Thank you. Good to see you again. And Olawale Usman is in Canada. Amazing. Thank you. Anne says, Pastor Sam is my political mentor. Isn't that amazing? Thank you, Anne. That's good feedback, right? We need good leadership in the political space now more than ever. Thank you, Naomi. How does personality trait relate to leadership behavior? Oh, please ask me when I'm ready to take the questions. I'll let you know, okay? I'll let you know. Thank you, Dr. Hilda from Abba. Yes, Levi is in Enugu. Fantastic. Sorry, Kingsley, if you did not register for the conference, you won't be able to get the link. It's only for those who registered. So just watch out for what's coming next, right? Oh, Nee, I'm so sorry. You registered but just couldn't attend. I am so sorry. Anyway, our team has replied to you. You're going to get the replay and you will watch all the sessions, right? Have an amazing conference over and over and over. But so sorry for the glitch, okay? Yes, only those who registered will be able to get the replay. Sorry. Darlington says, I attended online and it was very impactful. Thank you. Awesome feedback there. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Anne. Okay. Rebecca joined from the UK. Emmanuel is in Owerri. Moses in Abuja. There's L. Praise is in Zimbabwe. Laliko Sundays in Lagos. Thank you, Eto. Bright, Lagos. Fantastic. Ade, you registered but missed part of the presentation. Oh, you're going to get a link, okay? You're going to get a link pretty soon, and you'll be able to watch everything all over. Thank you, Sunday Moses in Port Harcourt, Afolabi in Lagos, Ezekiel in Kurudu. JB is in Nairobi. Wow. Sheyi in the UK. Oluyinka is also in London. Fantastic. Okay, sorry. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. I just saw that we can maximize the time that we have. I can see people joined us from Regina in Canada, New York, and all over Nigeria. Thank you. Okay. Respect is the appreciation of value, right? It starts with the value of a person's intrinsic worth. And honestly, leadership is missing it in many parts of the world just from that basic point. See, the most effective leaders in the world value equality. They know that at an intrinsic level, no human being is worth more than the other. They know. Any value that we attach to humans that is differentiated, that's from man, right? That's from man. Okay, this person has a higher title than this other one. Nobody came into this world from that, with that. Tolu Ekusaba, thank you. That's amazing. They're from my hometown. Amazing. Okay, so should I repeat what I said? It's very important. As you grow up as a human, as you get to know yourself and you are socialized into your community in our world, the likelihood is that they will put the message inside you. Everybody is not the same, right? Everyone is not the same. Some people have more value than others. you begin to use the us, them language, right? Gradually. I'm just telling you, you'll be making a big mistake if you disrespect people simply because they occupy a lower position. Right? Yes, either because of their social status, or because of their economic status, or because of their professional status, or because of their race, or because of their tribe, or because of their gender. If you make the mistake of believing that some person is inferior to some person, you're going to have problems leading people. And this discussion is important in the leadership space because most people think that they're occupying a higher position than somebody else makes them superior or more valuable than the person. Yes, you may be more valuable to the organization and you may be paid more, but we're talking about intrinsic value here. And that's the point. Organizational order is not necessarily destiny order. And some people, simply because they're placed higher than someone else, treat them with disrespect, and then find out 10 years later or 20 years later that the power structure has been reorganized, has been rearranged. And the person you disrespected is now in the position to make a decision that will affect your life. So leaders that show respect appreciate the intrinsic value of other people. And when you get to that intrinsic value or worth, every human being is the same. Once you believe that women are inferior to men, you're going to lose half of your team members or half of your potential for success. It's like countries that do not empower the girl child, for example, or their women, they just lose the capacity, right? It's like half of their capacity for success is washed away. So that's what I'm talking about, okay? Value for a person's inherent worth. Now, other things then follow that. Value for other people's contributions. That's respect. Value for other people's contributions. So someone should not be serving under you, right? Helping you to achieve your goals. You delegate assignments to them. They do it passionately. They do it with commitment. They get results. And you don't celebrate their effort. That's disrespect. You are not appreciating the value of their effort or contribution. Also, when you respect people, you value their perspectives. You value their ideas. You value their ideas. You value their perspectives. Okay? So when you're a leader who respects, that's what you do. Leaders that are respectful listen to people. They listen to their people. Not listening to someone is a sign that you do not value what they have to say. You will be amazed how people at lower levels in organizations have solved huge problems for organizations. Why? They are closer to the problem than the boss is. They're the ones that interact with the customers, right? So they're closer to the problem than the boss is. Number two, they think differently. Sometimes you need to be outside of a problem to even get the solution. Sometimes you are too close to a problem to recognize the solution. Who said that being a leader makes you the brightest person in the room or the most intelligent person in the room? No, it doesn't necessarily mean so. A leader is a broker of talents. Should I say that again? A leader is a broker of talents. Yeah. What we want is not what you know. What we want is the aggregate of what everybody on the team knows. Two are better than one, the power of synergy, right? So if you don't respect what other people bring, that's a problem. So value for a person's intrinsic worth, value for their contribution, value for their perspectives, listening to them at least to even get their own ideas Very important, right? Value for other people's gifts. Yes, value for other people's gifts. Everybody's different. Listen, diversity is the strength of a team. Diversity. It is when the people on the team are different and they see things differently, that's when you will derive the benefit of a team. If everybody on the team is exactly the same, some of the people on your team are unnecessary. It is those differences that will save you from problems. Yes. So when you are a leader who respects people, these are the things you do. And what will happen? You will have a culture of respect on your team. A team where people celebrate the intrinsic value of others, where they listen to one another, and a team where people appreciate the value of the gifts and skills of others. At the end of the day, all of that makes for positive communication and collaboration. See, leadership is about relationships, right? So when you have a team where people respect one another, it is easier to build relationships. Who wants to be close to a boss that is hurting your self-esteem, right? It can be deeply hurtful for you to know that your leader does not believe in you, that your leader does not believe in your contributions, does not believe in your talents. You know, when your leader talks down on you, reduces your size, right? It can be deeply hurtful. It is leaders that show respect that build people that have esteem. It is leaders that show respect that build leaders that have confidence. And I'm talking about leadership at all levels here. Leadership at all levels. Respect, right? Respect. If you're a president and you don't see value in the intrinsic value of the citizens you are leading, there's going to be a problem. And you will see it in the attitudes of leaders to the people they lead. So when you treat people with respect like that, then it's easier for you to act with integrity. You know, we discussed integrity last week. So it's easier for you to treat people with integrity when you respect them. When you truly value someone, you respect them, you're not out to hurt them, and then you're likely to treat them fairly, right? And you're likely to treat them with honesty. At the end of the day, when you have a leader who respects, when you have a leader who respects their team members, the team members also respect them. When you have a leader who listens to his team members, the team members listen to the leader. When you have a leader who boosts the esteem of his team members, the team members also boost the esteem of the leader. Right? When you have a leader who celebrates his or her team members, then the team members also celebrate the leader. At the end of the day, what do you get? Performance. High performance. You have you have people who are ready to die for you. Honestly, you have loyalty. You have love from the people that you lead. Let me tie this up here. In 2015, I spoke at the Global Leadership Summit, GLS, in Chicago, organized by the Global Leadership Network. Every year in August, there were about 10,000 leaders from all over the world attending physically, and then it was being transmitted live to some centers around the US and Canada, about 400 of those locations where people were gathered to watch live. And then it was translated into over 50 languages. And then the whole conference was held via video cast, right? They were showing the sessions by video, and that happened in over 100 countries. I spoke on crushing the power chasm. Crushing the power chasm. Because research has established that the most advanced countries in the world are the countries where the gap between the powerful and the so-called powerless, the people they lead, is short. The slowest developing countries in the world are the ones where the gap is wide. Right? And you have some of the ones that have advanced the most in the last 30 years have been the ones where there was a gap, but the elite class decided to empower their citizens. So you've got to be that leader, right? If we're going to make our world better. So I'm saying, if you're from that part of the world where at a cultural level, the person that does not have money or the person that does not have some family that has a high social status is disrespected. If you come from that kind of a culture, the likelihood is that in the organizations, whether they are business or non-profit, or even religious, you will find out that the powerful are very powerful and the powerless are very powerless. When you're a leader who finds yourself in that situation, you need to practice self-awareness. One of the qualities that we discussed here, self-awareness. Check. Whenever you see a tree, whatever is in the soil around the tree is inside the tree. Or where do you think the body of the tree came from? The physical body of the tree? No, it did not come from heaven. No. It came from the soil. The minerals in the soil and the water, right, form the tree. So you can't escape from your environment. Whatever environment you grew up in, that environment is inside you. That's what I'm saying. And you then need to practice self-awareness and ask yourself, what are the positive things I got from this environment? What are the things I got from this environment that can frustrate my leadership? So if you happen to come from that kind of a culture, where there's disrespect for people on the lower levels, then you need to make a conscious change. I had to do that. Right? I had to, the shock on the faces of members of Daystar, our church in Nigeria, many years ago, when I said, I've told members of the protocol team here that they should not push anybody here simply because I'm walking around on these premises or walking into the church. I said, it's not because I'm special that you guys are here. It is because you are special. That's why I am here. So if they need to push anybody, they should rather push me instead of you. Right? Respect. Good to see you. Lovely Abiodun from Brooklyn and so on. Okay. I know there are many questions, but now I'm going to take questions. But is this useful for anybody? Is this useful at all? Thank you. Thank you, Anne. Yes, mutual respect is key. And then Anne says, people leave people, not companies. I'll tell you what founders, owners of big companies, some of our clients tell me, or CEOs of large corporations, they say some of their best hands are go-getters, right? They're people, when you give them goals, they crush the goal and they make money for the organization. They say, however, their people's skills are usually poor. Their people, in the process of achieving those goals, they hurt people. They crush people's esteem and so on. And what then happens? You lose talent. The people under them, you just find out they exit quickly. Not because they don't like the boss, not because they don't like the organization, but somebody is making their life a living hell. So and that's why what Anne says is so true. People leave people, not companies, right? Thank you. James says our leaders are extremely powerful. Low level of accountability, right? So it's you that will have to decide to walk with humility. Respectful leaders usually practice humility. That's it. You appreciate your power. We're not asking you to see yourself as being inferior to anybody. That's not humility. Okay, it's having a correct estimation of yourself, so you know how powerful you are. However, you understand the purpose of that power, that it is not about you, it is about the people you are leading, right? And you do not see that power as making you superior to other people. It's very important, right? Good. Francis is asking, I guess you may be a pastor, maybe not. Please explain the spiritual ranking in the spirit they have used in their biblical beliefs. I'm not quite sure if I understand your question, but anything that anyone, right, any theology that anyone is teaching that makes one human to be superior over another human, there's a problem with that theology. And I'll tell you why. When you read in your Bible the story of creation, and you will see there, and God blessed them. He said, God said, let us create man in our own image and after our likeness. Right? He did not create some people in his likeness and some other people in the likeness of something else. Every single human being is created in the image of God. That's the starting point. So if you say you're a believer in the Bible, that's what you've got to believe. Right? 2, I saw a powerful leader, right, in the New Testament, Peter. Now, God had a message for a man, a military general. An angel appeared to the general. The angel did not have the authority to deliver the message. It's in Acts chapter 10, right? The military general was Cornelius. And the angel did not have the authority to deliver the message. So he was asked to send people to a particular address in another town to go fetch someone, right? A minister. And that minister was Peter, the disciple of Christ. So when Peter arrived at Cornelius' house, you know what Cornelius did? And it's in the Bible. Acts 10:25. It says that Cornelius fell down and worshipped him. I mean, for an angel to appear, talk to you about someone, give you the address of where he's staying, and it is correct. That person must be special. He must be powerful. So when Cornelius saw him, he could not stand up. You know, he fell down. And the word used there is worship. You know what Peter did? He grabbed him by the shoulder and pulled him up. He said, stand up. I'm a man like you. That is what leaders do. Leaders that practice the Bible. So don't buy any theology that tells you that you're superior to somebody else and there's some spiritual ranking that makes you superior to somebody else. Oh no, what did Christ say? Mark 10, verse 42. He said, you know that among the Gentiles their rulers lord it over them, but among you it shall not be so. He said, anyone who wants to be the leader among you, let him become the servant. So I don't know where the theology is going to come from that is going to neutralize what Christ himself said in the apostles, right? Let's treat people with respect, right? Good. Oh, thank you, Joseph. You already typed it. Actually, Jesus said for you to become first, you must become the last. Yes, that's leadership in the Jesus system. Amazon KDP tricks and tips. You said you bought books when you needed to improve your communication as an introvert. Can you recommend those books by name? Yes. 1, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Oh my God. Like one of the things that I read there, how to keep a conversation going. That's one of the places where I struggled, right? Because my mind chooses serious things. I like to solve complex problems, right? So I don't like to do trivia. I don't like to discuss topics, the weather, how are you, what did you eat, what did you not eat? There are serious problems in the world. The challenge that gave me though is you can't be, how do you build relationships, have a nice time with someone, just discussing the complex problems of the world? So I learned in that book the topics people like to talk about, conversation starters like, where are you from? Where did you grow up? Which school did you go? Right? What's your family like? Are your parents still alive? How many siblings do you have? It's amazing, right? First, in that book, I learned that people like to talk about themselves. It's amazing. And then how to keep the conversation going. Dale Carnegie said, practice listening. He said, what most of us do when somebody else is talking is we're preparing what we will say after they have stopped talking. He said, well, you need to drop that and actually listen to them, right? Listen to what they're saying. Take interest in what they're saying. He said, naturally, the next thing to say will come from what they're saying now, the next question to ask. And he said, you should spend most of your time asking them questions, asking the other person questions. Let them do most of the talking. He said, it's amazing how you be talking with someone, they will do most of the talking, and at the end of the day, they'll shake your hand and say you are a fantastic conversationalist. But they did most of the talking, right? Anyway, just some of the things I got from the book. There's a lot more. Thank you for asking that question. Thank you, Pastor Timothy. Thank you. Elijah says, I'm learning big tonight. Thank you. Big question here. Sheung, how can we reduce the gaps in ranks in the developing world? That's where leadership comes in. The power of example. The power of example. So a lot of the things that people do around powerful individuals, I spent most of my life in Nigeria, right? My wife and I particularly and intentionally did away with many of those things, those instruments of power. I'll give you one example. There are many. I'll give you one example. So we were changing locations for our church in Nigeria, moved into a bigger space. So we were discussing about the chairs, because we designed beautiful chairs, for the facility, but we couldn't afford those yet. So we bought white plastic chairs, filled the whole, the hall takes 5,000 people, right? We filled the whole place with white chairs. And then the discussion came, how about the pastor's chairs? And what is in the average church in Nigeria is the pastors have the softest seats, right? So one of us asked, given that we've decided we'll do things differently here, and we say nobody is superior to anybody, so why should we, the pastors, be sitting on soft seats when everybody else is sitting on plastic chairs? That kind of an insightful question that challenges the team. We claim these to be our values. Why don't we act in alignment with our values? I just said fantastic. There's nothing in the butt of the pastor that is not in the butt of the church member. Scrap those special chairs. Whatever chairs we offer our church members, that's exactly what we're going to sit on from now. So yes, we sat on the plastic chairs. I think that made us to think quickly about how to get the soft seats for everybody. So to date, when you come in, the soft seats are there now, but it is the exact soft seats that the members sit on, that we sit on. I'm just answering your question, right? That it's not going to be enough to talk about it. We have to show through our practice, right? That we're not necessarily more important than other people. Okay, good. So it's the power of example is the most important thing. People will do what you do much more than they'll do what you say, right? Right. Oh, okay. Thank you. I agree completely, and thank you for your teaching. John the Baptizer talks about Jesus' ranking, so I cannot baptize you. Oh, yes. John the Baptizer knew who Christ was by revelation, the Messiah of the whole world. That was the second person of the Trinity come down here, right? So that's why I was saying, oh no, you should baptize me, not me baptize you. But isn't it amazing that Christ insisted? Christ insisted. He said, no, no, no. He said, allow it to be so for now. He said, that's the only way that we can fulfill God's plans and purposes, right? That's how we fulfill righteousness. Isn't that amazing? So yeah. John said, I'm not even worthy to carry his sandals. But the same person said John had to baptize him because John came ahead of him, period. So John baptized him. But when John baptized him, something miraculous happened that day. It's amazing when a leader is humble, right? It's amazing. And that's why we keep saying organizational order is not necessarily destiny order. Leading someone is a phenomenal opportunity. Honestly, do your best. Do your best to invest in people because you absolutely don't know where they'll be tomorrow. Secondly, look at how it is with parenting. Somewhere along the line, it's not your own achievements that will count anymore. It is the achievements of your children, right? That will define your success. Same thing when we lead people. Benga says, unfortunately, the church that is the custodian of the Bible is where you find the abuse of power and leadership. Church leaders are treated like another god in several places, from hero worship to man eulogizing. Thank you. So, Bright says, leaders need to practice. Leaders practice the Bible. Okay. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you for your comment. Albert says, I'm reading Shift now. Thank you, Albert, for joining us from Ghana. Fantastic. Okay, I know it's night for some of us now, so we need to go. Please make sure you get. Oh, Joseph says Shift is the greatest gift you can give someone in this 2025. I can't even agree more. I agree absolutely. Not only should you get this gifted to someone, and not just someone, since you're a leader, buy for members of your team, right? Buy for members of your team. Okay, I have someone in Canada, an amazing leader in Canada, right? Who is leading a men's group, over 400 people, right, in going through shifts. And he encouraged every single one to get their own copy, and together they're going through shifts. Amazing. Pastor Wale Akinshiku is an amazing man, right? Dr. Wale Akinshiku. So, yes, remember, next week Saturday. No, not next week. This Saturday, the 20th of September, will be at the Hyatt Airport Hotel, Calgary, Canada. And it's going to be just maximum 25 people. And we're having an amazing mind-shifting experience and life-changing experience discussing accelerated growth. It's the Business and Leadership Accelerator Round Table. If you go on the link in my bio on social media, you'll see the link to the program there, and you can join us fast. Oh, Joseph says, I've gotten 3 already for friends. I'm going to give this to the president of Liberia. Joseph, you are amazing. I'm clapping for you. You are amazing. You know exactly what to do with this book. You know exactly what to do with this book, right? So quite a number of people have bought copies in all over Nigeria. People bought copies. They've given their governor, their deputy governor. Because that's where we're going, right? Advising presidents and governors. That's next year, you hear a whole lot more about that. That's where we're going now. Big time founders and CEOs. That's where we are now. Sam says, I've been reading Shift for the time now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, finally, October 6 to 9, we'll be in Dubai. So after the Calgary program, our next stop will be Dubai, UAE. Now, this is our highest quality program, or highest level program, I should say, the high impact strategy retreat for founders and CEOs and top officials of government. So if you go on my link tree, linktr.ee/Sam Adeyemi, you see the link to the C-Suite Retreat Dubai. We get maximum 20 people. I think we have 2 spaces left. You can join us. All right. Or send me an email, info@samademiglc.com. That's if you're keen on the Dubai program, you want to get some more information about it, info@samademiglc.com. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. Has this been helpful? Where do we get the Shift book from in Nigeria? Daystar Christian Center, there's a bookshop on the premises, or Oregon, Lagos, or Roving Heights Bookshop. They have bookshops all over Nigeria. So if you go on Instagram, the bookshop at Daystar is at the Family First Bookshop, and then at Roving Heights on Instagram. And they will answer you. You just ask them, prompt them, and they'll tell you exactly where you can get the book. They deliver all over Nigeria too. Fantastic. Check with Roving Heights if you're in Nigeria, and definitely you get it. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Has this been helpful? If it has been helpful, can you help me to type Y, letter Y, right? Letter Y. If you got any value from this session, type letter Y, right? Yes, Dr. Steven. So our team member will definitely get in touch with you. With just 5 Ys, I'll be fine. I'll know that today's session was worth the while. Oh my God, I got more than 5. Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you so much. I should let you know though. Can you get my books on Amazon? Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. They're there. In fact, let me give you an idea of the ones that are there. So Shifts, 6 Steps to Transform Your Mindset and Elevate Your Leadership is on Amazon. Lead is on Amazon. Lead, Proven Principles to Multiply Your Success at Any Level. There. The Parable of Dollars is a fantastic classic. This book has made people millionaires, right? The Parable of Dollars. Proven strategies for financial success, right? It's from the parable of talents that Jesus can share. Their leader. This book is a reference book. It's a toolbox for you as a leader when you find yourself in different situations and circumstances. This book, Their Leader, your flagship guide to successful leadership. If you're having the problem of gossip on your team, how to deal with it is there. All sorts, right? The book, it is, if you combine this book with Shifts, oh my God. Chapter 1 is on motivation and morale. Chapter 2 on core values. Chapter 3, practical stories from me. All in chapter 3. Chapter 4, leadership success in a multi-generational workplace. See what I'm talking about? You have different generations, Gen Zs, and millennials and baby boomers on your team, how to manage that. Coaching for success, right? How to create a culture of coaching on your team. Turbocharging team performance and productivity. That's chapter 6. Chapter 7, branding for talent. Chapter 8, universal laws of imagination, innovation, and new idea development. Chapter 9, creative problem solving and decision making. Chapter 10, personalized leadership development planning. It's amazing. And then you have quick, in the appendix, quick reference learning labs for sticky situations. And there are 10 different scenarios like that. If you have challenges with your team, wow. There's absolutely no reason why anyone should not have a copy of Dear Leader. Plus, shifts. There are also other books, of course. When you check on Amazon, you'll find them there. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. As you can see, we just ended a conference on Saturday. I actually flew into Atlanta on Sunday. And then my team, right? Our team comes from different countries, right? So at Maryland, we came, those of us in the US, our global operations manager from the UK, we had a team member from Nigeria, and all of us will be in Calgary again on Saturday. So please bear with us. We're taking a break from the Leadership Live next Monday, okay? So we can catch our breath, because the next program after that is 2 weeks. Thank you for all the whys. Oh my God, so many whys. Oh, Samson says, very amazing. That session was very amazing. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, till we see again 2 Mondays from now, I wish you an amazing week and a restful night if it is night at your end. Thank you. Bye for now.